Don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet. The thief in the night. Yeah. If I call you girl, I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy. I know it's fire. I'll tell you twice. I'm real discreet. The thief in the night. Thief in the night. If I call you girl, I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy. I know it's fire. I'll tell you twice. I'm real discreet. The thief in the night.
All these people always lie about something. I'm sorry, I'm so fly, so what? All these people always lie about something.
So I say that.
Yeah. For the fame ain't saying shit but who mine.
All right, YouTube, what's the big old deal, man? It's y'all favorite hood partner, Big Nina Boy. We back at it with another one. Hey, man, we gotta thumb through it, homie. I don't think y'all understand what this really mean, right? You gotta put yourself in Big U position, right? You in there fighting for your life. Before we get to the reaction, though, right? Y'all gotta understand something. Big U ain't no regular gang banger, gang member. You know what I'm saying? He was at the top of the food chain. You got to understand, this is a big hit. For, you know, me and my nephew was talking this morning, right? And you got to look at it from like a mafia, a syndicate, you know what I'm saying? Cartel, you know, type of perspective, right? What happened when you whack somebody's son from the mafia? You know what I'm saying? What happened if you hit somebody's son from the cartel? How do you think this is going to play out? And now that y'all know that Big U under a microscope, this is extremely bad. This is extremely bad because of the fact that he can't talk to nobody behind the walls. You understand what I'm saying? He can't trust nobody. Big U can't trust nobody behind the walls to express his pain. You know, he can't talk to nobody. Damn, this motherfucker loud to the motherfucker. Big U can't even share a tear around somebody. You see what I'm saying? Because when you show too much love, people will play you like you weak. Or if you show too much emotion, people will play you like you weak. This right here, man, it made me put myself in a situation. I told y'all yesterday, somebody whack my son in the streets. I don't care where you from. I don't care which block. Everybody go get it from that section. You see what I'm saying? Now, who could Big U talk to? Who can he go tell? Like, man, like, you know, send an order. He can't do none of that because he's under a microscope, right? He know if he talked to the wrong person in there, they could go back and go rat on him. So he can't trust nobody up in his situation right now. Then we looking at it from this perspective too, right? Who really go for me when it's time for war? Can I rely on my comrades in the streets? Can I really trust the fact that I shouldn't even have to say nothing? You should already know it's go time. You see what I'm saying? Just because who I am. Now, y'all got to realize Big U was like, you know, in the 2000s, before he came home, 2003, 2004, something like that, his name already superseded himself. Nobody knew who Big U was coming up in my era because we didn't grow up in his era. He was just a reputable G that had a big name from the streets to the pen. And when he came home, you know, he had a strong hold on his neighborhood. Big U had probably, when you think about it, it's not too many people, homie, they got that type of hold on their neighborhood. Y'all got to understand something. When you look at Big U from Rollin 60's and then you look at the other niggas from Rollin 60's, you can't compare it to a soldier, to a leader. Let's be honest. You know, a soldier don't matter in war. You see what I'm saying? The generals and the lieutenants and the sergeants, those the ones that orchestrate the war, the thinkers, the people who demonstrate infrastructure. Then you got, and it trickle down all the way down to the soldier. You got to realize, and no disrespect from nobody from gang culture, but you know, when you a soldier in the streets, bro, you don't matter. You just a body. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. I tell you all the time, nigga, the game is 60% mental, 40% physical. You are nobody at the bottom of the food chain. You see what I'm saying? You exposable. You know what I'm saying? You expendable. You know what I'm saying? You're a peon. You are a peon when it comes to the gang culture from the bottom to the top. Some of y'all lives can be sacrificed without any, you know what I'm saying, care in the world. Yeah. I'm telling you, whoever watching this right now, if you know you run errands, you run store errands for your hood, and you know they never pass you the blunt when you ask them to pass you the blunt. You know, they see you staying outside till 4 o'clock in the morning every night because you don't got nowhere to go. Nobody offers you nowhere to stay. You're at the bottom of the food chain and you don't matter. And the only way you will be able to move up in rank unless you boogie down and get your hands dirty. That's the only way you really grow inside this gang culture. Nobody getting no free names out here for free. You have to put in the work. If you don't put in no work, you would just be a peon from your neighborhood. And this for any, I don't care if you're from a Mexican gang or a Haitian gang, it don't even matter. If you're not getting your hands dirty in the streets, you will be a peon for your whole career. You know, on this blacktop, man, you know, they talk about this gangster career, right? Now, there's some people out here that want to make it to the top. You see what I'm saying? And the way you make it to the top is you go and handle business. You see what I'm saying? And we know most of the time, most of this infrastructure is ran from the penitentiary. See, a lot of time niggas be thinking that niggas is running it from the street. It be them top dogs behind the walls that's, you know, making those calls, man. But anyway, let's get to the content, man. We got Rollin 60's gang leader Big U's son killed by a man in a Halloween mask. Now they saying that the dude who whacked Big U's son had a Halloween mask on, man. So let's get to the content. Let's go.
To take down DNA, he wouldn't give them his DNA, so they had to serve him a search warrant to get his DNA.
Get out, and then they have to have an experience before they realize I should have checked in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The acting United States Attorney here in Los Angeles. Today, we're here to announce federal criminal charges against Eugene Henley Jr., a career criminal known as Big U, who used his contacts and leadership role in the Crips criminal street gang, the entertainment industry, and a youth charity to further his own criminal enterprise, an enterprise that engaged in murder, extortion, robbery, human trafficking, COVID fraud, and other felonies. Mr. Henley and several other individuals linked to him and his criminal enterprise were charged in a criminal complaint with federal racketeering conspiracy. Mr. Henley is a fugitive and he is currently wanted by federal law enforcement. Other individuals linked to his criminal enterprise were arrested today, approximately 10 defendants who are charged in various indictments. Again, Mr. Henley is a fugitive. 4 defendants are in state.
Man, do y'all know what this mean, gang? Do y'all realize how much of a microscope Big U is under? He's under a microscope. Look, let me tell y'all something, though. You got to take the good with the bad, right? Because, see, what most people not realizing is that, see, now, in order, somebody's, hey, when one goes down, somebody got to come up. You see what I'm saying? And he know that his time is limited in his position. You see what I'm saying? Big U had a hold on the streets for so many years. Somebody's about to try to take that man's spot. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you put yourself in a situation, you got to realize, where did this come from? This wasn't just no random shooting, bro. Like, come on, nigga. Like, you waited till his son came out the smoke shop and you walked him down. You had a Halloween mask on. You see what I'm saying? You did it on Halloween. It was strategic. most of the time, every year, when it came down to this, to the gang violence, people always chose Halloween because it's more suitable for the perfect murder. You see what I'm saying? And being respectfully, most idiots, they really put on their masks and they go try to, purge. You know what I'm saying? They try to, they go get their purge on. But, it's a lot of rumors spectating out there. But a lot of people, you know how it is, man. A lot of people, if they can't go get the person, they go get the family. You see what I'm saying? This could play out in so many different directions, but you got to understand something, right? Big U was in jail fighting for his life. He got over 75 people snitching on him, telling on him. You know what I'm saying? Then his son get hit. They testing your power. Now where's your power at? How can you move? How can you play, at the top level? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize, me and my nephew was talking, like, think about it. When the mafia dudes is just big and they ain't not even in shape. They don't even get out there and fight nobody. They use other people to go do their dirty work. See, Big, you can't even call nobody and say, nigga, he can't even talk about it. The FBI, them Elroys, them alphabet letters, they're monitoring all his calls for number one. He can't ask who did it, what you want to do, how you want to. He can't do nothing. His hands is tied. And just imagine if he do give a direct order, because we have heard audio calls of Big U over talking too much on these audio calls, right? Just imagine if he did. The first thing they gonna go do is they're gonna go pick up the recipient on the other side of that phone. They gonna pull his profile, see what they got on him, see if they can add charges on him, see anything they could do. So he can't be talking to nobody behind the walls or even making any phone calls in regards of his son. Now, if he was smart, you should have somebody always in place. Like, shit, nigga, that was my nephew. Nigga, I know what I gotta go do. You know what I'm saying, nigga, that was my little brother. I know what I gotta go do. Something gotta happen. But this is the thing. I done seen positions like this where people get knocked off the board. You lose your power. Just imagine if nothing happened. People will portray that as weak. When you at the top tier, if you at the top level and you a top boss, you can't let this go unpunished because it's going to make your infrastructure look weak. Oh, if we did one, we could do two. You see what I'm saying? This is crazy, man. This is extremely crazy. I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, what would I have done? Like I told y'all yesterday, look, if I'm at the top of the food chain and my reputation supersedes itself, I would have to make a move. I would even have to know and trust my team that they willing to go do what they got to do if something ever happened. Insurance policies, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, niggas, when mines get hit, nigga, hey, go play ball. You see what I'm saying? No bad deed goes unpunished. I think that the 3-letter alphabets, they're watching him like a microscope. You see what I'm saying? And, my condolences to his family. But, you got to realize the street shit is the game. The game don't stop. The game will continue to keep going, even at your worst moment. So when you look at this, what you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? You can't go hit the top dog son and it's just, let bygones be good. Think of what you think is going to happen. What other options do a man got? You can't hit, you hit a gang leader. Now, it's one thing if you hit somebody who at the bottom of the food chain. You don't matter. You a peon. You hold no weight in the streets. But if you go get a heavy hitter, son, and like ain't nobody go, man, come on, guy. That you gotta realize, Big, you got people that love him, that got love for his family. Somebody is not gonna play with that, bro. You see what I'm saying? Somebody might even want to move up the rank. You know what I'm saying? When you at the top like that, you got power to pull people up. And you know how this shit is, man. These niggas will do anything to be at the top. So, y'all just make sure, man, lace y'all kids, man. Tell them about this infrastructure. This, man, look, the game don't care about when you hurting. When you hurting, they come down harder on you. You see what I'm saying? Because you off your pivot. You know what I'm saying? You ain't on your square. You ain't focused. You see what I'm saying? Let's go.
Custody and will be transferred into federal custody, and we are still seeking Mr. Henley and another fugitive.
Listen up, parents. Want to start building generational wealth and happiness for your children in less than 10 minutes?
You know, fam, they say one of the worst things in life is having to bury your own child. That's pain no parent should ever prepare for. But imagine it being worse. Not only do you lose your kid, but you can't even be there to say goodbye. Not because you don't love them, but because your own choices made you unavailable. You behind them walls, hearing that your baby gone, and there's nothing you can do. You can't hold him, you can't see him, you can't even stand over the casket. At that point, it ain't just guilt, it's torture. It's them what ifs that keep playing in your mind. What if I never took that route? What if I was home? What if I could have stopped it? And that kind of pressure, man, it'll eat your spirit alive. I can only imagine. Now, recently I came across a story that hit me hard, because this one right here ain't just about the streets. It's about karma, choices, and pain coming full circle. A well-known figure out of California, a man respected, feared, and at times admired, sat behind bars on a massive federal case when the unthinkable happened. His son gunned down outside a smoke shop, caught on camera, on Halloween. The same city he once controlled through power and fear now became the same place that took his child. Now what's crazy about all this? In the video we once covered, I'll leave the link in the bio, we went over that indictment. We talked about the murder that's in that indictment. Another child of another man who was accused of being gunned down by Big U, according to the feds. Crazy how life work, huh? Today we go over this story. We also check out what's the update on Big U's case. Talk about his upbringing, his two sons, the one that made it out, and unfortunately, the one that followed his son's footsteps. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna jump right to it. Before the feds ever came knocking, before the courtrooms and the indictments, this story started with a murder. January 25th, 2021. A cold morning in North Las Vegas. Police discovered the body of a young man shot multiple times and dragged into the desert saying his name, Crenshaw Williams, an aspiring rapper signed to Big U's record label, Unique Music. But see, 5 days earlier, according to this indictment, Crenshaw Williams had recorded a diss song. In it, he mocked Big U, talked about being shot in the face, bragged about a 38 with no trace. To most people, it's just lyrics, but in the streets, that kind of disrespect can get you killed. Now for those who don't know, to give you a little backstory on how that day went down, witnesses say that RW and Big U were at a studio together that night at around 12:37 a.m. When Big U leave the studio, 20 minutes later, his phone goes dark. No GPS, no calls. And then almost an hour later, his phone pings, again near the same studio. That same time frame, 48 minutes, is exactly how long it takes to drive from that studio to the desert off I-15 and back. By 2:30 a.m., Big U's back at the studio, drenched in sweat, telling the security guard he just came from the gym. The next morning, RW's body is found, shot in the face, no shell casings, just like he rapped it. Nobody got arrested. It would seem nobody talked about it except RW's family. But that murder, that one act, would come back years later to open a much bigger door. Since that date between then and 2024, what seemed just like another street killing sparked something way bigger. Behind the scenes, the FBI and the Los Angeles Gang Task Force started watching. They weren't just looking at one death, they were tracing a pattern. Over the next few years, they gathered phone taps, GPS data, and wire transfers. They talked to a witness, some from the streets, some from the industry, and little by little, a picture formed. The feds say Big U had been running a network they called the Big U Enterprise, a combination of muscle, money, and manipulation. They allege he extorted rappers.
All right, so we gonna stop right there where he said they allege he extorted rappers, right? Because we, at this point, bro, this is the time where you might want to have the peace treaties. You know what I'm saying? You know, because can't no man walk up to another man and say, oh, I know how you feel, because everybody's feelings is the same. It's not the same. Yeah, some people might, take, pain and, from a different standpoint, but everybody don't feel the same. Everybody don't got the same heart, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the same relationship with their sons, man. Sometimes it might hurt this father more than it hurt this father. You know what I'm saying? His circumstances, he's sitting in a cell. He can't hug his baby. He can't hug his. I don't know if is Jabari the oldest. Jabari might be the oldest because he's 34. I think. Yeah. I was talking to Ghost. Yeah, Ghost. You might be right, Ghost. My bad, nigga. Because I thought Jabari was probably like the middle or something. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But He can't hug his son, homie. He can't tell his son, you know, he love him one last time. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how they, you know, you don't know if he had an argument with his son before he got locked up. You know, you don't know if he had an argument with his son while he was on the phone and sitting behind the walls. You know, you just don't know. Oh, no, the second. Okay, cool. But this is the time, man. This is the time. Real talk, though, man. You know, it's a tragic that this happened. But you know, when we think about, you know, this gang structure, man, and what it really means, bro, some people idolize this shit like it's everything. The game is the game. It's gonna go on. And if you don't see yourself benefiting from it, homie, you in the way. Because only people that's gonna benefit from it is the ones who are takers. It's takers and givers. You see what I'm saying? Now you either go take or you go give. You know what I'm saying? And right now, with all the ups and downs that Big U is going through, this got to be one of the worst moments he have in his life. He can't do nothing. He got to sit on his hands. He got to take everything on the grain, on the chin. So if y'all want this type of lifestyle, bro, make sure, because look what Big U going through. Bottom line and the moral of what I'm saying, if you're not ready for this type of activity, bro, you need to rearrange your future. Rearrange your future, homie. You got to rearrange your future. It ain't nothing gangster about what he going through. Ain't nothing cool about what. Oh, the second born. All right, I got you. Shout out to EB. Yeah, man. But now look. Oh, out of 5, got you. Let me tell you something, man. This man. Look, I grew up in this shit my whole life, bro. You know what I'm saying? I when I was a kid, I used to say, man, I want to die when I'm 69. All that child stuff. Like when you a kid, bro, you don't really know what you're getting into, bro. We started off as kids. We were minors. We barely even had hair on our ball. We didn't even have hair on our ball. We didn't have hair on our armpits. And we pledged this dotted lines as if we're grown. And we took orders from grown men. We had grown men telling us how to shoot, when to shoot, how to do this. And we never understood the concept. It's like playing a video game when you kids. You know, we had Nintendo. We had the little duck hunt and all that you hit the little ducks and all that. Bro, we didn't know what we was doing, homie. You see what I'm saying? Everybody got this superficial ideology that, oh, you knew what you signed up for. Man, you was a kid. Ain't no kid, a kid barely know how to read at that age. And it wasn't no actual contract that you read. You smelling what I'm selling? So when I'm sitting back and I'm looking at this shit, they got Big U on multiple audio calls. So he can't talk. He can't. I just tried to put myself in that situation. What would you do as a father, right? You know, you can't trust nobody behind the walls because somebody is out there looking to rat you out if you did want to lash out and operate off of emotions. So talking to anybody inside the feds, it's not going to work. You can't talk to anybody on the phone because you know that all your calls are being monitored. You see what I'm saying? So when y'all young niggas out here watch, y'all watch this. Learn from people's mistakes, homie. Learn from it because his hands is tied. You know that they finna have him under a microscope. I mean, if he even say the wrong thing, and he got his trial coming up. He's fighting one of the biggest Ricos coming out of LA. This is a cold game. And let me tell you something about the game. And I respectfully say my condolences to his family because everybody in your family might not be a part of your activity, right? But the game in the streets don't care about none of this. They don't care when you hurting. The streets don't care. The streets is going to eat you up. It's going to keep coming. Problem after problem after problem. And guess what? You got to take it on the chin. You can't don't be calling on God or nobody else when you know you pledge to this and it's only beneficial when you winning. Nah, you gotta take it when you losing. He's sitting on his hands, man. And you can only just imagine people saying hearing it in their face because we're in a social media era. Hey, sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss. You can't even respond to that. You understand what I'm saying? You can't even respond because if you talk too much. Hey, yeah, man, we went by Eugene Sale, man. It looked like he weak, man. Y'all should go over there. Anything. Try to see if he'll give some information. Whatever, man. It's just a bad day for this man, man. And it's a bad day for the city. Because think about it. what would a mob boss do? What would a top dog? We're not talking about a peon. We're not talking about somebody who's at the bottom of the food chain. We're talking about somebody at the top. And you know how it is when you at the top and you dealing with people at the bottom. The bottom never matter. I want to make sure I'm clear. Somebody else's son or something like that happen, it's gonna be a little small noise. But Big U's son died. It is on every major platform. Everybody from LA all the way to New York is chiming in with the opinions of what would I do if that happened to my son. That's how big it is. That's how big Big U status is. You see what I'm saying? Now, Big U knows, with this game, you're gonna have to pay for your sins, your due diligence, your bad business practices, you know what I'm saying, your malicious activities towards your own people, all of that. See, karma is real. But who are us to say what is his karma? Nobody can't predict that. But I'm sitting here, I'm like, dang, boy, man, if you're not willing to try to be the top dog in this, you just gonna be a peon. You're never gonna matter in the streets, bro. I'm just keeping it real because this is what comes with the game when you standing at the top of the food chain. Let's go.
Athletes and even Hollywood producers under something known as the check-in system. According to them, everyone coming to LA who didn't check in risked being robbed, pressed, or publicly humiliated. And at the same time, they say it's non-profit developing options, the same group meant to help the community, was being used to move money, pay off associates, and hide illegal earnings. Now, of course, in a previous video, we later elaborated on who the victims were in the indictment. Of course, I'll leave the link in the bio. But on wiretaps, Big U can be heard bragging about, quote, being a hunter of the Rollin 60's, talking about having paperwork on people, meaning he knew who was cooperating with police. The feds started tying everything together. The murders, the robbery, the fake charities, and even that 2021 Vegas killing.
LA, that's one of the cities you got to be on point.
Right.
Like, you gotta be like, especially with it being so political and the politics out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one spot I don't play. Like,
they said it's more dangerous right now with 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 3 o'clock in the morning.
The first time I ever went to LA, I went out there to shoot the party video.
Word.
Right. They knew what time I landed. They knew what hotel I was at before I landed. Listen, bro, the first time I go out there, so flying with TIG, Fly was like, man, we gotta go pull up on Big U. So we're going to Crenshaw High School, but he got the football kids out there. So, okay. I know.
Oh my God, this is extremely bad. Bro, look at all the documentation of this shit and how his name is wrapped around all of this shit. Hands down, there's no way you cannot deny that he's a top ranked alumni from that community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And let me tell y'all something, bro. I don't even call this new generation gangbangers. I just don't call them gangbangers. They don't gangbang. I call them street operators. They operate in the streets because they reckless. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these YNs is reckless as hell, bro. They reckless. I don't call these little YNs gangbangers, man. They street operators. But just to have, rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan, right? Just all of this data, man, just imagine they playing clips like this in court. And they using all of this against Big U, man. And then you got people of your peers, man. Big U was already, man. Don't have no old lady sitting on that panel and her son died to gang violence, man. It's just bad. Let's go.
I know Crenshaw the Blue side. We first pull up, I see him and Wack talking, and in my mind, I'm like, I thought it's blood versus Crip. These niggas sitting here talking, having a conversation. Right. So my mind fucked up. This is my first time going out there. He was like, yeah, man, we knew what time you landed. I was like, oh, yeah, this shit different. He was like, yeah, you over there, you in a hotel room, Then what you call to get your bag, ain't your driver? I was like, oh, yeah, this shit different. So at the same time, I say that to say, that checking in should be real. So, cause like.
Notice, he put Wack in a gumbo pot. He put Wack, man, if you don't fall back, man, they gonna start looking at your ass like a baby Big U, man. Sit your ass down somewhere, Wack. You know what I'm saying? Sit your ass down somewhere, nigga, because you see what come with trying to be at the top of the food chain. Sit down.
I kid you not. My word what y'all say, word to mother? Word to mother. we don't say that anymore. My bad, but like, to let you know I ain't playing. I ain't paid no money. All he wanted me to do was just take pictures with the kids, the football kids, and it be little shit like that. Like niggas be thinking check-in, oh, you got to pay. They just want you to show the community like you're still able to be reached. You know what I'm saying? So after that I went out there that time, I ain't never had no problems from that first time. You know what I mean? No problems. Like even when I go out, I still got my dudes. I check in with, hey bro, I'm here, bro. If I need anything, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Woo. But that shit protocol, man. Even when I come out here, I got my dudes I call. That's everywhere. Right. You know what I mean? I done been in a lot of these spots more than one time, bro. I've been doing this shit for 10 years, so a lot of these spots I done been to 3-4 times. So I've accumulated friends, like niggas I fuck with, like I feel like you my brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna make something straight. You know what I mean? So man, we can't never let our guard down, bro. A city.
Fast forward to March 17, 2025, and the hammer finally drops. The Department of Justice unsealed a 107-page federal complaint against Big U and 7 other alleged members of his circle. The charges read like a movie script: RICO conspiracy, Hobbs Act robbery, human trafficking, fraud, and tax evasion. In that same indictment, the murder of R.W., the Vegas rapper who dissed him, was officially listed as part of the Racketeering Acts. The feds called it a message killer, meant to protect the organization's image through fear. They even accused Henley of ordering security footage to be destroyed from the studio, coaching witnesses to stay quiet and intimidating anyone who might talk. For years, he'd been seen as a community mentor, getting city grants, speaking at schools, and organizing youth sports. But now, the government was calling it all to the front, saying he'd been using his community as a cover for organized crime. Not to mention, that same draft for the year he got arrested, his son would get drafted to the San Diego Chargers, living out his childhood dreams. The same first and last name, except this time, senior in the headlines with the feds. It was a moment of shock. Someone once viewed as a savior of South Central, now painted as its biggest manipulator.
To being a longtime leader of the Rollin 60's Crips gang, Eugene Henley Jr. has become known in recent years for his charity work to reduce gang violence. Now the FBI is accusing him of running a criminal enterprise that committed a series of crimes, including a murder back in 2021. NBC4's Alex Rozier live with details you see for the first time and only on 4. Alex.
Michael, Big U is in federal custody right now. Prosecutors say they have probable cause to believe that he killed a man in Las Vegas in 2021, then dragged his body into the desert. Today, I learned the man killed is closely connected to Big U's family.
AI is generating.
AI. Tim, with Monday Sidekick, AI is...
When did you ever really learn how to play the drum?
Eugene Henley Jr.'s podcast, seen here on YouTube, is one of many ways he made his name.
It's season 2 of Checking In.
Henley Jr., known as Big U, interviewed celebrities.
The big homie. Yes, sir.
And he's run a charity and music label. But the feds say he's also a longtime leader of the Rollin 60's Crips street gang. And now he's in custody for racketeering crimes that include the murder of rapper Rayshawn Williams. Court papers say Williams, seen here on Instagram, was an artist for Big U's label Unique Music. And in 2021, prosecutors say Williams wrote a song, quote, dissing Big U. Documents say Big U then kidnapped and murdered Williams in Las Vegas in retaliation for perceived disrespect. But before Williams was a rapper, he was a wide receiver for Crenshaw High School. The day after he was killed, the football program announced his death in this post on Instagram, saying in part, quote, he was a special guy to all of us. And not only did he play for Crenshaw, the wide receiver was teammates with Big U's son, Deion Henley. This LA Times video shows Henley throwing a pass to Williams. Deion Henley is now a linebacker for the LA Chargers. In 2023, the Times wrote a story about him with the headline, conceived in prison, Deion Henley was born into the dangerous world of his dad, who put him on a path to the NFL. Deion's quoted in the article saying, it's one heck of an origin story, adding, you know how they talk about anti-heroes, the people who are the bad guys, but they really aren't? That's my dad. But now his dad, Big U, is back in custody, and the feds say he's connected to a number of crimes, including the murder of his son's high school teammate, Rayshawn Williams.
Now, since then, Big U had told the court he doesn't have enough money to hire a new lawyer, and that he's representing himself in his high-profile RICO trial after his lawyer asked to withdraw. His attorney, Hernandez, cited a breakdown in communication and trust while requesting to get off the case. The attorney-client relationship has deteriorated to the point where continued representation would be unfair to both the client and the court. Hernandez.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Big U is going to see you in court. You understand that? Let me tell y'all something. By him going pro per, right? He gets the opportunity to face his accusers. So if you ratted on him, you said something foul about him, and that got on paperwork, and they're gonna try it in this RICO proceeding, he get to question you in front of the jury, in front of everybody. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna, man, if you over there from Rollin 60's, man, and you know you didn't gave up some information on that man, I'm gonna be all the way real with you, bro. You should not be hanging over there. It is not smart for you to be standing over there playing like you cool the whole time. You know they got you on paperwork giving information, and you trying to wait it out until the last quarter. This year is over. This year is over. The jig is up. You wait long, you wait wrong. He's going to face his accusers, homie. He's going to face his accusers. He got action. And it's the smartest ways. It's very strategical because I think about it. That's why he wanted the speedy trial. He wanted the speedy trial because he knew that they couldn't gather all the evidence with all the charges that they put against him. He would have knocked a lot of that stuff down. Now they got the murder on him. That I don't think that will be charged into the RICO case. I think that's separate. I think that's something that Las Vegas is going to have to try him for. Not sure. But when we look at this, if Big U go out, why not go out with a bang? If you got me, you got me. I'm not going out with no lawyer trying to utilize her fancy words and put it in context where it's only perceived in a lawyer format. Nah, I'm gonna ask you straight up. When we was on that block, when did you see me do that? You know, I want to go pro. It's the perfect way. If my hands is back against the wall and I got all of these dudes who dropping dimes on me and all this, because look, y'all got to understand something. Now there's been, there's situations where they got actual facts that Big U didn't drop the dime on other people. I can't get into that. That's not my direction. But if that is true, people probably already wanted them off the board. They already, when you think about it, think about this. Why was it that 600 was able to thrash his name publicly on the streets and nothing happened to him? When you think, I want y'all to think real clear. Who attacked Big U publicly while he was on the streets? Not behind the walls, but on the streets. 600 was calling him a rat, all of this, right? Why? Somebody could have been had 600 whacked. He ain't that hard to get whacked. So that kind of tell you something like, wait a minute, damn, nigga, whack 100 was saying the same thing. He's on the other side. He could have got whacked as well. So that kind of tell you, is it some validity? Is it some type of truth to these rumors? You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, shit, if he already got that on his jacket, and if it is true, then we got EB. I without a doubt, I know EB wouldn't get up here and tarnish his credibility and his infrastructure. That I watch EB a lot. Shout out to EB too, man. Keep doing your thing, man. But the game is so tricky, man. It's a thinking game. If you can't comprehend on a top level or even have a fraction of knowledge of how to operate in this crucial gang environment, you will not succeed. A lot of people think because you see the cars and the jury, man, that's peon shit. It's people that's making, if you notice, Big U would never had jury on like that. If you know, let me tell you some real game, bro. The top dogs, the top leaders, niggas in high rank, they don't even cuss. They don't even use profanity. Do you understand that? Watch. Sometimes you got to look at mannerisms. Watch how people talk, how they communicate. They do not cuss. When you talking about a top dog, a leader, they do not cuss. They don't carry themselves in that lower tier manner. They don't have those. They deleted those type of mannerisms out of their life. Because when you're a leader, you got to act like a leader, talk like a leader, and handle yourself like a leader. You see what I'm saying? You never heard Big U even cuss on these platforms. Some of them, it's niggas in the streets right now. They don't even, instead of saying bullshit, nigga ain't even no camera on. They saying bull crap. You know what I'm saying? They don't even cuss without the cameras. So you know, you can tell when a nigga got like leader potential and a structure, right? But Big U right now, y'all got to understand something. Big U name, you know, his reputation, right? It's diminishing. This is, you know, most people, they hit you when you weak. They hit you when you down. You see what I'm saying? So if Big U, our name is already caught up in that boat of not being good and all bad, and then you seen niggas like 600 get on here and demolish his character and call him all type of derogatory names and all that shit, that shows you that a lot of people, his power must have been decreasing. Because, you know, nigga, if this was 2003, 2004, you think 600 be on the internet? First of all, you couldn't even be on the internet popping it like this on the internet. Nigga, you'll get whacked. Nigga, man. It would be extremely bad, right? But that tells you something. It got to be something there. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people probably don't see Big U as fearful or a man to be feared anymore. You see what I'm saying? And that's another thing, because once people stop being feared of you, you become the prey. You know what I'm saying? You become the victim. You see what I'm saying? It's two types of people in this world: the victim and the suspect. You see what I'm saying? And Big U's been a suspect majority of his time. Now, man, I don't know. It could get bad, man. Let's go.
They stated in his filing. This comes after the U.S. District Judge had pushed his trial date back a full year till May of 2026. Prosecutors have requested more time to review a massive amount of evidence they had compiled. They claim to have over 20,000 intercepted audio calls. They also say law enforcement reports search warrants and returns, criminal history documents, recordings, and photographs.
Hey boss, just arrived on site. Gearing up now.
Time theft. It's costing your business.
With Connect.
Well, Big U is representing himself.
Yep.
His attorney, Arturo Hernandez, cited a breakdown in communication and trust while requesting to get off of the case. The attorney-client relationship has deteriorated to the point where continued representation would be unfair to both the client and the court. And Big U has told the court he doesn't have enough money to hire a new lawyer. But you can get a court-appointed attorney if you can't afford a lawyer.
It's the Fed, so I don't really want to speak out of turn, but I believe, I'm talking to some people that did some Fed time, they still charge you hourly, even with the court appointed. This is what they're telling me. I don't know if
Okay, so it is possible to get a court-appointed attorney in a federal case if you cannot afford one. The Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to counsel in serious criminal prosecutions. It doesn't say anything about money here.
Right.
I believe, after speaking with...
They have to assess your financial situation. If you qualify, the court will appoint an attorney from a panel of attorneys or a federal defender office. I don't see anything about money.
After speaking with Eddie Boy, 600, and Eddie Boy is Code D from the 90s.
Okay.
Where they did all that. Eddie Boy got like 32 years. He got like 24. After speaking with Eddie Boy, he said he believes that Big U wants to get all those documents to see who really was informing on him. Whether the information led to arrest or not, or a charge or not. If it's a dude that got pulled over at midnight, asked a question and pointed the finger at Big U, any possibilities? I think he wants to see that. He wants to know if it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 dudes, right, that was maybe giving up information on him over a period of time. Why? Because they think he want to use that as a reason to say, well, y'all got out on me, I'm going to get out on y'all to save myself.
All right, so theoretically, right, did that make sense? I mean, two wrongs don't make a right, but y'all got to understand this, right? Big U is sitting in a cell. By him going pro per, he doesn't have the proper legal counsel. He don't have no paralegals. He don't have any law books. I mean, you know how long it would take for him to even get the paperwork to even represent himself in court? Wait. I mean, think about it. It's cool if you had the finances to do it, right? If you got the money, you can have shit, sent to, bro. It's gonna be bad. I don't know what Big U education level is. I don't think he's a person who don't have, basic common sense. But going pro per, bro, you're gonna have to have some money behind yourself because you don't have proper representation. You don't have. It costs to get all that paper, print up all that, man, bro. When you think about it, we're talking about the feds. They dot their I's and cross their T's, homie. I hope that he's smart enough to have somebody that can help him on the side, maybe a paralegal, somebody who can a researcher. You got to have a researcher. You got to have all these different key components to fight a case, period. Even if it is a RICO. You know what I'm saying? You need a private investigator. All of this shit comes full circle when you're dealing with fighting a case. Now, some of y'all dudes out there like, wait, what? A private investigator, a pair? You need all of these things if you go fight a case, bro. Do not be out here gang banging and you don't know the tools you need to use to fight and win these cases, bro. It's in damn near impossible if you're a gang banger, you fighting cases, and you don't even know how the standard procedure and the infrastructure is to even succeed in winning a case. Man, one thing I could say about one of my homies that's doing time, he taught me about our constitutional rights. He taught me so many things from a legal perspective. Now I won't say his name, but he a top general from my side of town, but he went pro per. You know what I'm saying? And now that I think about it, resonates like, damn, that nigga actually was the shit that I learned from him, not just the bad shit I learned from him, I also learned something different and why it separates you from being a leader and a peon. Some of these niggas is peons that's in the streets, bro. And it's not to diminish anybody's character, but if you want to spend your whole life being a soldier, you a peon, and that's cool. You don't matter. In gang culture, let's be clear. You don't, when you at the top, some of you dudes, just because you got on the Mary jeans and purple jeans, it don't mean that you're somebody because you're in designer clothes. You're still at the bottom of the food chain. If you can't make orders, you can't place hits, you can't say so. If you don't even have a voice, and you stay like that your whole life, and now you wait till people die, you get old and all that, you want to have one, you done wasted 40 years of your life because it's a whole new generation out there. You see what I'm saying? Make sure, man, if you in this shit, bro, make sure you get your name up. You know what I'm saying? You get your stripes up because the fame go come regardless. It's more gangsters that's famous in the streets than it is on these internets and these platforms. See, the dudes that's famous in the streets, they don't care nothing about you got 1 million views and all of that because they know they willing to hurt you at any given moment. Now, you on the internet, you niggas is willing to diminish a nigga character, but that's cool. That don't mean nothing because when they catch you in the streets, you better protect your neck. You got to understand something, man. The streets and this internet, man, will get some of you dudes messed up. And you would never know it because, you could be going in the grocery store and it just so happened that dude is in that same grocery store and he pledged on his gang that he'll do it to you. He'll do it to you. And he wouldn't care if your mama right there, your kids was right there. He'll do it to you. And what you gonna do? Oh, man, I was just for ratings and views. Baby, it's all good, Jack. Hey, look, bro. Always be prepared when you playing on this on this internet and you playing as if like you look. This is bottom line. You can't be active forever. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, bro. You can nobody's active forever. You're gonna get older. Your mind, your body is gonna get tired. You see what I'm saying? Just think about it. The average gang banger in their 50s and their late 40s, they're not working out every day. They still eating chili cheese, pastrami burgers. They still eating all this unhealthy food, smoking 4, 5 packs of cigarettes every day, getting high every day, drinking every day. They're not prepared for some young dude who just came out of prison. You know what I'm saying? He don't eat. I mean, well, he eat, but he don't drink. He don't smoke. He's in shape. He work out. He run 4 miles a day. It's no way somebody that's 45, 40, 50, and you drinking every day, you not healthy, is going to survive against somebody who don't drink liquor, who don't smoke, and he works out every day and run 4 miles a day. It's how you going to win? His body is more conditioned to survive that fight. Now, we know all it takes is one hit, but just imagine you out there fighting somebody. He's 29 years old. He's 28, in the greatest shape of his life, and he got long wind. You out there, you working hard for every hit you got, and you missing. Like, man, you like, man, go on, man. I'm tired, man. Hold on, man. God. All right, hold on. I get with I get with you now. Nigga, give me. You're like, nah, nigga, we ain't waiting. Nah, nigga, go now. He's like, nah, hold on, man. Respect the game. Nah, F that. I ain't waiting on nothing. Go now. You hey, fresh fish on the line, boss. I'm telling you, buddy. I put some pot knots on your head. Yeah, nigga. You almost had him though. Didn't I? You almost had him though. Yeah, you definitely have. You took your ass over there talking to Brian, and Brian kicked your ass. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah. Let's get back to the content though, man. Let's go.
Yeah, but you can't really represent yourself in a trial. Even lawyers who get charged for crimes will get lawyers to represent them.
Sometime in there, it's 26,000 pages of wiretaps, 46,000 pages of evidence. I think somewhere in there, after he sees.
Wait, hold on. Did he say 26,000 hours? Hold on, bro. I ain't gonna do no talking, but 26,000 hours of audio. Bro, it's no way, Big, you can literally, it's no way he can he can cover that. That's gonna take man hours. It's no way, bro. It is no way, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way Fendi with you. It is no way Big U can even, that's too much audio. That's too much audio, gang. Yeah, he gonna need some help. Let's go.
I think sometime in there, get lawyers to represent them.
Sometime in there, it's 26,000 pages of wiretaps, 46,000 pages of evidence. I think somewhere in there, after he sees what he wants to see, because he felt like the attorney is just going to address the 43 counts. Big U want to see the dude that got pulled over at midnight and said, yeah, I heard Big U might have had something to do with that. Although it didn't lead to a count. He wants to see these things. I think it'll get to a point where he'll say, hey, man, this is overwhelming. I need legal. I don't know if he can do that. I don't know. But we do know that he absolutely wants to know who, if any, gave up statements or information on him.
If you're missing 5 or more teeth, this might be the most important 30 seconds of your day.
But just when the same things couldn't get worse, Halloween, October 31st, 2025, life spin the block. When Big U sat in federal custody, waiting to fight for his freedom, tragedy struck again. His son was shot and killed outside a smoke shop in California. A spokesman from the Los Angeles Police Department stated that the officers were dispatched to the intersection of 69th Street in South LA at around 11:11 p.m. for a shooting call. The victim, described as a 34-year-old black male, walked up to the suspect vehicle in a Halloween mask when an unknown suspect or suspects shot at him. The LAPD spokesperson confirmed the suspects then fled in an unknown direction. The department spokesperson added that the victim was pronounced dead at the scene, identified as Jabari Baby Huey Henley.
Blue rag, the balls in a pair of Gucci. I got the 12 5. I'm calling my groupies in the trash. Up on the booth, old dog and nice tube. I see too many movies, and I don't want.
Y'all want to sign too, Grimy? Look at these two dudes, Huey and Nipsey Hussle. On the block.
What is that, yo? What you coming on? That's
I'm on Instagram. Oh, Instagram.
Looking up.
Look at
You say got it.
Ain't nut. I love nut though. Y'all
well known Crip got killed tonight. He has one son that plays for the Chargers and one son that does not. And I don't know which son it was that got killed. I think it's the son who doesn't play for the Chargers.
The same man once accused of ordering violence according to the feds, now lost his own child to it. Caught on camera, same streets, same cycle. No matter how strong your name is, no matter how respected you are, you can't out-control karma. You can't outrun the consequences that come back to your doorstep. From Crenshaw to Vegas to the federal courthouse, this story reads like a modern-day tragedy. A man who built his own reputation off respect and fear and ended up living the very pain he caused. And the truth is, fam, this one ain't about picking sides or judging who real or fake. It's about understanding that everything we do, every move, every decision, come back around. When you choose power over peace, when you build empires on pain, eventually that pain finds its way home. And if you really think about it, maybe that's the real definition of karma. As we head out of here, we do want to say rest in peace to every victim we talked about in this story. Love and condolences to you guys.
Yeah, man. We're going to leave it right there. Rest in peace, man, to Rayshawn Williams. Rest in peace to, anybody who lost their life, the gun violence. 80 bands, rest in peace to, Baby Huey. We're going to leave it right there, man. Rest in peace to all the fallen soldiers. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Leave me y'all opinions in the comment section. And, I'll see you on the next video. Let's go.
Tell you once, don't tell you twice. I'm real discreet.